It's 6:30 p.m., the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Fairfield for September 3rd, 2024 is now called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting is provided at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 231 of the laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the time, date, and location of this meeting has been provided by posting a copy of the public meeting dates on the municipal bulletin board and by sending a copy to the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger and filing a copy with the municipal clerk. I ask everyone to please stand for a salute to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. Lieutenant Santana, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Kane.
Here.
Councilman Benedetto.
Here.
Councilman Friedman.
Here.
Councilwoman Jordan. Here. Councilman Reich.
Here.
Councilwoman Rogers. Here. Councilwoman Schutzer.
Here.
Item 4 this evening is the approval of minutes, August 19th, 2024.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of August 19th, 2024.
I'll second that, please.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto. Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan. Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
Okay, the minutes of the August 19th, 2024 council meeting are approved. Item 5 is the second reading of public hearing ordinance 2024/17, amending and supplementing Title II, Administration and Personnel, by adding Chapter 2.101, Donated Leave Program. This is a second reading public hearing. I'd like to open up to the public. If anyone from the public would care to comment on this ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing no comment from the public, I move the public portion be closed.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
Okay, the public portion is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/17 and authorization of publication.
I offer that. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2024/17 is adopted. Item 6 is the second reading public hearing ordinance 2024/18, authorizing the acceptance of a deed over a portion of lots 23.01 and 24 in block 62 in the borough. Again, this is second reading and public hearing. I'd like to open up to the public. If anyone care to address this ordinance?
Seeing no comment from the public, I move the public portion be closed.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
Okay, the public portion is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/18 and authorization of publication.
I'll move that.
I'll second that, please.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
The ordinance 2024/18 is adopted. Item 7 is the second reading public hearing ordinance 2024/19, amending and supplementing Title V, Business Licenses and Regulations, by adding Chapter 5.94, Landlord Rental Responsibility. Again, this is the second reading of public hearing. If anyone from the public care to address this ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing no one from the public step forward, I ask that we close the public portion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto.
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Reich.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schutzer.
Yes.
Okay, the public portion is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/19 and authorization of publication.
I'd like to move that, please.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, this is the ordinance that was obviously read the first time last time regarding landlords and properties that have multiple nuisance violations. All residents have a right to quiet enjoyment of their space, free from excessive nuisance, safety for themselves and family, and security for their property possessions. And this will set up a bond for properties where there is multiple nuisance complaints that result in convictions. So this will help our police and our code enforcement
further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
The ordinance 2024/19 is adopted. Item 8 is another second reading of public hearing ordinance 2024/21. Authorizing the Borough of Freehold to enter into purchase and sale agreement with Capadagly Property Company LLC for the acquisition of Block 35, lots 18, 19, 26.02, and 28 located at Broad Street and 51 West Main Street. Again, this is a public hearing, second reading public hearing. If anyone from the public care to address this ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing no comment from the public, I ask that the public portion be closed.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
Okay, the public portion is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/21 and authorization of publication.
I'll move that.
I'll second that, please.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2024/21 is adopted. Item 9 is our consent agenda, and just a note that matters listed under the items of consent agenda are required to conduct the day-to-day operation of the borough and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There'll be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion desired of any items, that item will be considered separately. Someone would like to move items CR1 through CR9?
I'll offer that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda items CR1 through CR9 are adopted. That's the end of our consent agenda. Item 10 is the approval of bills.
I make a motion that we pay our bills.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes, with the exception of 01E21. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
Okay, our bill list is approved. Item 11 are public comments. If anyone from the public would care to make a comment to the governing body, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Edward Duncan, 9 Down Avenue. I would just like to, as my address, Lieutenant Santana.
Call through me.
Oh,
He can hear
okay,
you.
okay.
He can hear you.
Commending several of his officers in the past weeks with the issues I've been having at my house. Officer Sergeant Diego Flores, Mike Bruno, Walter Persky, James Richmond, and there was another officer there, I'm not sure of his name, he's one of the Spanish-speaking officers who addressed the issue with the house next door, which I've been having multiple complaints about. Which they addressed all the parking issues. They resolved it, spoke with the person that was violating it most of the time. I should say all the time.
Excuse me, is that the truck that you were?
The truck is resolved.
Okay.
Sergeant Flores and Officer Bruno addressed it with the gentleman, boom, he's parking it somewhere else, which I'm satisfied with it. But the issue still is that cars are parking too close to the intersection, which I'm gonna ask you if I could have those on Down Avenue, the opposite side of Bannard, and in front of my house, the 25-foot perimeter painted yellow, so there is no obstruction on the corner. You supply me the paint, I'll volunteer my services to paint. You mark it out, I'll do it. I don't care. But the other issue, and Sergeant Richmond and the Spanish-speaking officer who was there, I didn't get his name, are addressing, can I approach?
Sure.
this issue.
Okay.
Continuous. He's checking the drain pipe.
He's what?
That's what he said.
Oh, duh.
There's a drain pipe, he just not.
I know.
I know he's not checking
Gotcha.
it.
So, I really can't have my wife walking out to go to work every morning because it starts whatever hour of the day, whoever. I'm not allowed, I told my daughters, my daughter-in-law, my granddaughters, do not come to the house till this is resolved. They're trying to find out who the ownership is of the residence, which we can't figure out. They contacted code enforcement and nothing there. They did, and Sergeant Richmond said he will do a knock and ask questions. He did it this afternoon. I was cutting my grass. He showed up with the Spanish-speaking officer. Somebody came to the door. Boom. Nobody knows who the owner is, or is it a rental property or not. That's, I guess, for you guys to figure out, or
It's gotta be on record.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, what's the address, sir?
13 Bound Avenue.
Okay, that's easy for us to find out who owns it, and we'll know if they're in the landlord registration program too.
But that is it. I commend our police force after last week of bashing them, but these officers have stepped up and done what they need to do. I'm very happy with what is hopefully going to continue through the streets of Real Borough. Thank you.
Appreciate that, thank you. Lieutenant, please take that back to the chief and all the officers. Thank them for us as well, okay? Thank you. Come on.
Sorry, a little sluggish. I'm like, Brian Morris, 18 Down Avenue. I've been witness to what Mr. Pumpkin's going through over there at 9. We seem to have a road property owner next to him. Seems to be anything goes. There's, the parking issue. Like I say, when I moved there, as I said in the past meeting, when I moved to the borough, I was asked by some lady who was in there to move my truck because I just moved my parking truck, or my personal vehicle, because I had to put the moving truck in my driveway, and I was told to move my car, and repeatedly, which I did. Fine, that's fine. There have been a lot of activity. Lots of people coming in and out of this house at all hours. As Mr. Duncan had mentioned in the last meeting, a gentleman comes to the door, a lady greets him at the door. They go inside. For what? I don't have time to really meter it, but they come out, gentleman leaves, lady comes to the door, another gentleman comes to the door. Doesn't take much to figure out what's happening here. Also, this property, allegedly, this fellow owns this house. He's not been staying there. He's been staying at 20, which is the house next to me, which I thought was further than that one. That's where this truck's being parked part-time in the backyard. It's neither here nor there. My bushes and fence are big enough that I wanted to look at it. That's fine. But there's just a little too much bad stuff going on over there. I visited Herman Ruth, who lives right next door to them. They put a Leyland cypress so they didn't have to look at the urination problem, and a vinyl fence. I was visiting her, took her some peaches from the orchard, and I was talking to her fellow, I think his name is Elias. His friends, his companions were out front breaking beer bottles on his steps going up to his property, which is fine. If you want to break glass on your parking property, that's fine. But they're just turning it into a spot. And I also have photos of a god-awful mess in front of that house. There's coolers, trash, whatnot, parked under the porch for everyone to see. There's always a bevy of beer bottles in the yard. I should also say that when his brother-in-law purchased the house next door to me, 20, I have a vinyl fence that I put there, and in order to get a fence to put in my yard, I had all codes, the guidelines from the borough, and I got corner posts put in. When his brother-in-law bought the house, they did some papers out there. I introduced myself like I do to every new neighbor. If there's anything you need, let me know. Right here at 18, you want some water, you want some tools, anything you need, I'm right here. And I witnessed this gentleman, Alex, who lives at, I don't know where he lives today, but he's been staying at 18. He's
You're
struck-
18.
No, I'm sorry, at 20.
Yeah.
He's been in trouble. So I witnessed him pulling my property boundary marker out that I paid $600 for survey. And I said, I don't think you're supposed to do that. I was very nice about it, very calm, because one that I really needed again. But the fact remains, it says Department of the Interior on there. He said, no, that's not your property marker. That is. No, that wasn't. That was a chain link fence, which I sawed off and very nicely put a cap on so nobody would get hurt. Mr. Cogan has had similar issues with this fellow, where he's staying part-time sometime. We don't know. He claims that Mr. Cogan's fence is over on his property. Apparently, this person thinks they can do any and everything that they want, whether it's parking, housing, running a brothel, which is, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. What's going on?
I'm confused here. I need clarification.
What do you need clarified?
Are you are referencing the man, I thought, who lives at 20, which is next door to you, but
He lives at 20, but I thought he lived at 9.
no, he lives at 9.
No, I'm sorry, I thought he lived at 13.
He owns 13.
He's in and out of 13.
He owns that building.
He owns that building.
Yes.
He owns 13 and lives at 20.
And
Yeah.
where is the brothel? Is it not? is it-
13.
13? Okay.
It's a
I
little
wasn't sure if that
No,
was.
we don't wanna make no accusation, Mr. Bravo.
That's why I
Just,
Well,
Alright,
Here's
All
what's
right,
happening.
we get that,
So,
yes.
so the owner of 13 lives with his brother-in-law at 20. Roughly.
I don't think he's rather, I try to,
But anyway,
I keep my shade shut.
you got all these addresses, right? Steve, you have all
Yep.
this?
And to
Okay.
my knowledge,
Yeah.
if you are a landlord, you must live there if you have a certain number of units, am I correct? Or-
Oh.
We'll look into all this.
Okay.
Would some of these things count as nuisances under breaking, I'm asking these two.
Well, checking the
Breaking
drain.
vials,
Sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, two convictions of that would, under this.
It would trigger,
ordinance,
it would trigger the
bond
ordinance.
requirement.
That's correct.
That's the ordinance we passed.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't really care about the boundary marker because I'm gonna be moving as soon as I can sell my house to a more civilized place. But I just wonder, is anyone within their rights to come along and just remove my survey marker? So, hey, here,
Did you call an officer when that was done to get that on record? Because
No.
we can't react retroactively
No, I
to something like
understand.
that. So if you didn't call the officers or somebody to get that on record, we can't go up and say, 2 weeks ago you removed we have no proof of that, and it's not that we're not trusting you,
right.
but you
But
have
I
to
have to
call.
live next door to these people. And I don't know if they're gonna throw a poison burger over and kill my $3,500 show dog. I wouldn't put it past them. These are the very same people that have no problem burning plastic bottles at all all hours of the night, wafting up into my yard, and I can't have quiet and enjoyment on my property due to these two players. Regarding the parking issue, the Saltwater truck I told you about last time, got plenty of photos here, taking photos, I've done the documentation, I have to do the work. I'm doing work that I feel like I'm paying tomorrow to do. I'm not getting a paycheck, I just get disability. And if you think I have nothing better to do with my time, but I don't want to have to look at a big blue solar truck. I did go head on, I did speak to officers, I called and said, I thought we were taking care of this. And I know that the code says it can't be parked from midnight till the morning. That's not when the issue is. The issue is this big badass truck won't look, I can't turn into my drive because it's so broad. And the letters are only this tall.
Well, I specifically asked about the truck, and I thought, is this a different truck?
Different truck,
This
totally
is,
separate truck.
Okay.
this is anybody and everybody that has a commercial vehicle, so I was nice about it. I didn't approach the person who's driving it because I know he's working for a company. I called them, the company, took several attempts to get all of their fleet manager. And I politely asked, when your guy comes home, do you think he can pull it in his own driveway rather than the street? Because it makes it very difficult, especially when he's parked out. There's a curb, he's parked this far out. Haven't seemed to learn. And it continues to be a problem. And as far as, the midnight onward issue, I have better things to do at midnight. As I proposed last time, rather than having a parking enforcement officer enforcing visitors coming to downtown Freehold, we either issue permits for parking. I think you can generate a lot of revenue. And if you don't have a permit, to be on the street. And I know you had permit parking at some point beyond Manalapan Avenue as you move towards the raceway.
Well, that's all been done away with.
Okay, well, it's a new day, and it's time to start thinking about the people who are behaving well, who take care of their properties, and who pay their taxes. And I pay a lot of tax. I could move down to Lexington, Kentucky and get a McMansion for $3,000 for tax. And much more orderly.
Just for clarification, so we can investigate, the truck is parked in front of 20?
They'll park in front of 20, but he's playing a game just like this fellow. They'll move it.
It's same truck. and you
No,
don't
no,
think
no,
it's-
totally different truck. The 20 truck,
Right.
that's the brother of the one at
But it's
there.
the same
But the solar
repeatedly.
truck is
Solar
just
truck.
juggling spot to spot. He's up by,
All on the street.
Well,
yes,
All on the
there's no
street.
parking on that side of the street.
All right, we'll,
Well, no, there is,
You
there is
know,
parking
it's
on the
fine.
other side, and it occupies so much room. It's so wide that it's very hard because I've turned into my driveway. I have to kind of swing wide. I don't have a little sitting down, I have a truck because I put a lot of it in the house.
All right.
I do have photographs, numerous occasions, at least a week's worth of this person doing it. I was able to contact their company.
Can
It
you
took a
print
long-
those? Can you print those or send them, email us?
So email them, Steve.
Can you email them? We can,
Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll get it.
please.
Sure.
Yeah, and then that way we have everything. and
But that's a good point you brought up. We have, and I have, spoke about our parking authority to get out into the community.
I think
Because
that, yeah.
on East George, on McLean, this is happening
Mama.
because of the crowded houses. I'll put it that way.
That's exactly.
And it's happening to people that have been here and pay the same taxes that everybody else pays. And it's these absentee landlords that rent these things out that are a pain in my rear.
Well,
I agree with you.
on that note, the house directly across the street from me, I have called repeatedly, and I'm just gonna make this one real brief. I've called the borough so many times. Their dog's out again, this little white puppy apartment dog, it runs out in the street, almost creates accidents. People that aren't even residents of Freehold, get out of their car, stop, try to catch this poor little creature, make sure he gets back in the house, It happens every other day, at least. And I've been very nice to him. I said, your dog's gonna get hurt.
I'm
And he
sure you
comes
don't
up
let
with-
her, you have a show girl, so it probably irritates you to see that.
Well, my dog produces enough that I have to clean it up, and it's in the backyard, and when I walk, I clean it up. This dog, who's in the front yard, he's escaping at 17 and 19. They both have similar dogs. And of course he's escaping because they just leave the doors up. There were doors which is why the yard is full of trash. I did call the borough and ask, can I have the contact information for the owners of this house? Because it's always trashy, there's laundry hanging out. It's not helping my property value one bit, and it's gone down at least 1.6% in this past month. And my helps it move it.
And what number is that house?
That house is 17. The house next door to it, 19, he lets his dog rip and run too. And I very kindly talk to people, I said, look, your dog's gonna get hurt. When I called the borough, I was told they have to call the police when this happens. I think that's a horrible waste of your resources.
But it's not, sir. We require, if there's an animal issue, that you call the police department. They will call animal control, and they'll have a record that we called. And as Jeff mentioned earlier, all of this stuff builds up. And if we have a case of problem after problem after problem, then we can enforce this new ordinance that requires a bond to be posted. The landlord won't like that, but that bond will be used for them to pay the police to enforce
That's all
it.
fine and dandy if you can get these people to answer the door, because.
All you have to do is call. You don't have to go
Yeah.
there,
Well,
okay?
no, I'm talking about your officers.
Yeah.
I watched it happen, and your officers.
It's documented,
And they didn't have to
okay?
come to the door.
If, it doesn't matter if they come to the door or not, it's documented.
Okay, I do
Uh,
have the contact information for the owner, because I'm waiting for the last straw.
That's public information. We can
Yes, it
get,
is, and I
yeah.
was gonna send him a certified letter. and
Sure.
say, if you don't get your tenants in check,
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that it's not a trash can in the front yard, I don't have to look at that. I shouldn't have to look at that.
oh, you're at 18
I'm
pound?
at 18, so I have to look
Okay.
at 17, the trashy, escaping dog, the trash, escaping dogs, laundry, outdoor furniture, or indoor furniture, outdoor. I found out he lives in Alvin. And
Okay.
I want to send him a certified letter saying.
What's the number?
I don't know, I don't have his information before.
His house number, you don't know? Okay.
No, 17.
No, the
Oh,
owner
it's
lives in
17.
Alvin.
Yeah,
17, 19, and
19,
17,
it's
19
not as,
dogs.
not as bad, but constant dogs escape, causing a hazard. Ed was walking yesterday or the day before, he was walking his husky. And the guy literally, I saw it happen, he opens his door to let his dog out to go after his big 125-pound dog, which would have been a little mixed snack for him. So they don't apparently have any regard for animal life. And it's really deplorable. I did not move here in 2013 to move back to Queens. That's where I feel like I am.
All right, Steve, you have everything you need?
Yeah.
You have everything you need? We'll make
Just
sure
real-
we get on it.
Real quick, I do want to send this fellow a certified letter and say, if you don't check your tenants and the conditions that I have to look at and these escaping dogs don't improve, then I'm going to sue you for the loss of my property value. And if that doesn't succeed, and if this borough doesn't pursue these people, I have to see what else my legal interests will do. I put it to good use.
thanks.
Okay,
I think,
We got it.
can I just, Matt, I think that he should refrain from sending a letter, and I think we should look at the whole thing.
That's his business, he's gotta do what
I
he.
mean, you can do what you want.
I have legal insurance. I don't pay a dime for a lawyer.
Okay.
Let's, we have everything we need to investigate, we'll investigate, do you have a contact number, Steve?
I do.
All right, we'll keep you posted on the investigation.
One last little thing.
Sure.
Urination problem. My partner goes to work 3 o'clock in the morning every day, goes to the bus, I know that there's times when you just, every human being knows what it's like, that I just can't hold any longer. You have to very discreetly go push this behind the bus station. And of course, he got a court summons, undoubtedly. Probably deserved, cost him almost $400. I just want to know, is the individual who's urinating in public in front of children where everybody can see, my partner is trying to be discreet. He takes a medication and makes him go. So, is everyone being treated equally, which we should be? And lastly, I'm seeing a lot of loiter. A whole lot of loiter.
Well, you can stop right there with the loitering, because this borough was sued more than several years ago, and, we were told, we lost the lawsuit because we referred to it as loitering, and we were told by the courts that there is no such thing, so.
There's
We
no such
can't
thing as
enforce,
loiter.
we cannot, urinating in public is one thing, loitering is another. You said there's a lot of loitering going on.
People sleeping in your public parking lot?
That is absolutely addressed.
Well, apparently it's not, because this has been going on for quite some time.
That's not loitering.
Well, when people are gathered for hours, that's wrong.
That's legal.
That's legal. You were sued for that, the town, and we lost.
On what grounds?
That there's no such thing legally as loitering.
Well,
Freedom of association, freedom of
Peop-
assembly.
People have a right to assemble.
I didn't see that.
Wait a minute, let him finish it, and come back up. Let him finish it, come back up.
I'm sorry.
Finish up.
Okay, just very quickly. If you're going to make this big venue here, this, invest all this money in this development here, is this what you want your visitors to see? I don't know where I'm from and where I've lived before. Throngs of people just laying around. They try to dress. I don't know how they got away with it. I mean, freedom of assembly, I understand that. People have freedom. But it's not looking good. It looks trashy. And you as a council have set it up for that. And this is the byproduct. And I'm probably going to experience a lot of grief from this. This is a byproduct of warehousing people from afar. And I think you know exactly what I mean. But it can only get worse. It can only get worse. If you don't believe me, go down 42nd Street, go to any hotel there. See what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to bring back the issue of with the urination and everything, which I'm tired of bringing it up. The individuals that come there do not reside there. They just pull up in a truck, go into this backyard, sit and drink all day. Boom. There's a bathroom in the house, but they're not allowed to go in the house with that. But they're given the privilege to drink on this property, which you could see the mounds of beer bottles, and they just up and leave. The guy that I caught, basically he was there at 10 o'clock in the morning. We left to go out to a sports event. We came back at 12 o'clock to bring my dog back, and there he is there. But I've never ever seen him there before. where it's his property, but the odor is emanating over to me. So I'm out cutting the grass, and Officer Richmond showed up, and I said, Jim, would you like to come? He said, no, that's okay. But the guy who, whether he owns the property, he rents the property, he only comes there to hang out and party. And you're saying documentation? Lieutenant Santana can go back into his records and see how many complaints that I have called, how many times in the past years about just that property with the drinking till 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Where I get up the next morning, there's 3 or 4 of them passed out in the backyard. They don't live there. They just drink there. And then they just wander off. So, aren't they infringing on me?
Yeah, and that's exactly what this ordinance was that we adopted.
Okay, so now, take that ordinance another step. After that gentleman was checking the pipe, he proceeded to turn around and look at me as his pipe is still leaking. Now, do I have the right to file a complaint against that individual for indecent exposure? Because he exposed himself to me. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, this is constant. And like I said, I can't have my family over because I never know when this is going to happen. It's just utterly boom. And I'm going to beat up on some of the officers right now again because some show up at night, and I know these guys are busy. They're running around like madmen some nights, okay? But you have to address it when you get there. Done. It's over. Boom. Not that I have to call back 45 minutes later because it continued again. And wait another 45 minutes for somebody to show up to address it again. It should be a one and done after a certain hour. It's not, I mean, I don't know. I know where you live, I know where you live, I know where you live, I don't know where you live, I don't know where you live, I don't know where you live, I know where you live. Would you listen to it 2, 3 in the morning every weekend? When you get a little pissed off? And this is what I deal with almost every single weekend through the summer. Oh, and sometimes it flows over into nice days on the weekends. That residence, I've been on that corner. My wife has been there since she's been 4 years old. We've been married 44 years. I've lived in that house 44 years. And it has never been this bad within the past 10 years. It's just utterly ridiculous. And we are planning on getting out of there because I can't deal with it. Because you know what's going to happen? And a few of you know me personally, I'm going to take matters in my own hands. I'm done with it. I am here. All right? So, whatever I do. But that's on me. But I'm done with it. I've had it. And you can put it on record, whatever. It's you guys to fix it. Not me, not him, not him. You guys got to get something out there to these people. And I'm not picking on any race, this or whatever, but we know the majority of who is doing this. Okay, there's no doubt in anyone's mind here. So it's got to be addressed from that level. And you bring up the loitering issue, okay? You're a day worker, all right? So, what you do, and I used to pick up day workers. I have few friends I still help out when they need something to do. a day worker is there at 7 o'clock in the morning. If they aren't picked up by 10 o'clock, they're not gonna get picked up for work. So now they're, which you've seen, just laying all over the street. Where does not constitute loitering? What is the purpose? And you can get your law book out and look up loitering. There is a such term as loitering.
Not specifically limited to just loitering. Loitering to get drugs, yes.
Okay, well, let's take,
But not generally.
you wanna take it another step? How do you know, me, I'm a pedophile, or a whatever. I go up to the corner, I see day laborers. I solicit them for whatever. That's okay. They can hang out there and basically solicit. So I think what needs to be done is, if you don't want to go at the loitering, go at the guy that pulls up.
We did.
And it
We
worked.
lost.
It
And
worked.
we lost.
It worked at one time.
We
It
lost.
worked.
We lost.
I can't understand how you
We
can
couldn't
lose
understand it either, Mr. Cumping. We couldn't understand it either.
there. And I read also a bunch of stuff, and it basically says, yes, they have the right. But when they come to this country, it is encouraged by the government that they seek citizenship. Do you think half those guys that are hanging out in the corner are seeking citizenship? No, they're not.
How do you know that they are? You can't.
Okay, okay, all right, you can't say that. But go back to the issue of you're a day laborer looking for work. After 10 o'clock, nobody's gonna, but so you just lay there on the street?
We can talk about this all night, but
Yeah.
in the last 2 weeks,
Did horse it.
the last 2 weeks, right, things have improved. With the complaints, when you came here at the last meeting,
7 complaints in 5 days.
so we're on it. So
And I
just
compliment you for
let us
that.
keep working on it a little bit, but, you know, keep coming back to the meetings, but let us
But it's
keep
getting
working.
redundant to me.
But
It's getting redundant to us too.
we're working it. You know, we have all the
Well, you're welcome to live next door to Rich.
We're gonna be working it.
9 Mount Avenue's gonna be up for sale, if anyone of you would like
Just keep
to
coming
buy
back.
it soon.
Take pictures. Take
Oh, okay,
pictures.
taking the
Document,
pictures.
that's. what
Now,
we
when
do.
am I gonna get accused of impeding on someone's privacy, of taking out pictures of them constantly?
If they're breaking a law.
All right, we understand, we got, keep in touch.
Can I get my curves painted yellow?
Well, we're gonna
We'll look
investigate
at
that space-wise, and then we'll let.
I know the
we'll let you know
surrounding,
what we-
25
what we-
feet from the corner.
We're not gonna give you a can of yellow paint, but we're gonna take a look at it and see where we can paint, you know, what's legal and all that stuff, and then we'll go from there. We can promise you that.
One thing that Brian brought up, you have the parking officials, all right? These guys are going crazy all night with all the issues. I believe you have 3 or 4 parking officials to park there. Why can't one of them be put on a night shift and stroll up and down all the streets in the borough? You can cover every single street in the borough in less than 2 hours. Okay? I drove a taxi cab into town. You could cover every single street. Why isn't one of those parking enforcement officers going around at night, ticking commercial vehicles, ticking the trailers that are parked on the street, cars parked illegally at the corner? One of the officers told me he gave a guy just around the corner from me 4 tickets, and the guy still continues to park at the stop sign.
Well, there was an issue on Boat Avenue with the stop signs. That has been addressed and resolved.
But I'm not gonna leave it anymore. I'm just gonna take the picture of the guy, and like I said, if I feel that he's intervening at that point, I will have to accept responsibility for whatever gets done. I mean, it's just to the point where you can't take it anymore. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Thank you.
I was just gonna offer one suggestion. I used to live on Long Island, and I go into the city quite a bit. And one night, I parked at the Babylon train station, and I guess I had a good time that night, forgot about the parking, and I got a parking ticket. And I don't know what got in my head, I was very preoccupied, but I failed to pay it. And I went to re-register my vehicle. Lo and behold, I was labeled a parking stop law. I think it's very wise what they do there. They handed over the state. Said, okay, you know, the guy can't pay his parking tickets. So here's how we're gonna enforce it. No re-registration. No plates. Fixed it real quick for me. I learned my lesson fast. It's just a suggestion.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public care to make a comment? Lana, you guys state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, J. Deborah Freeman.
Come on up to the mic, please. We need to get it on record, so.
You can hear me now? No. I'm taught in a classroom, so I'm wasting travels. Hi, I'm J. Deborah Freeman from 32 Banner Street. I would like to know about the code enforcement. There is a property on my street that looks like a menagerie. It is so overgrown, and this guy, he just builds all kinds of things in his yard. And it's ridiculous. We don't know who could be stalking back there or anything. So we offered to help him. So 2 of my girls were pulling weeds for him to try to make his property a little more open. But I don't know, is that okay according to code?
I know exactly
It's
which
number
house you're
40.
talking about. I know
Yes.
exactly which house you're talking about.
Yes, and we take pride in making sure that our lawns are manicured and that our houses look decent. I love Freehold Borough.
What number
It
is that?
reminds me of Metuchen, New Jersey, that's where I'm from.
40s to 40s?
40. And Metuchen was just voted the best downtown. And Freehold could be the same. But if we don't take pride in our property and respect our neighbors for them taking pride in their property, we're up against a blank wall. It's terrible.
We'll check.
I would even be afraid to walk past that house, not knowing what might come out of the bushes. It's overgrown. I don't know how the house hasn't been condemned in actuality.
This is the one with the old car that sits in the driveway all the time, right?
Which car is that? Because I have an old.
No,
Tigger in
I know
there.
your car. No, I know what you're
Yes,
talking about.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And this guy, I hate to do this because I'm a loyal neighbor, but he roams the neighborhood and he takes pieces of people's shrubberies and trees and things. He's a nuisance, he really is. So, and he's impeding also on my neighbor's property next door, number 36. He has, my poor neighbor, he's very poor on English. And this guy keeps moving in closer and closer on his property. He bought this property, number 36, a while back. That's where the Sidhards used to live. I don't know if you know the Sidhards. And he was never given the property guidelines. There was no property guidelines given to him. No survey. So I had my property surveyed, and I told him about it, but he doesn't speak good English, and I spoke to his son, who's fluent, but they're afraid to do something. They're afraid of retaliation. But this guy keeps creeping on since he's planted bushes and berries and all of that, and told them, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You can have some if you want it. You know, it's being taken advantage of.
Mayor, I'm fairly certain that the property between 40 and 36 is owned by the county.
Part of it is,
Yeah,
yes.
so there's a physical piece of property that the
Right.
county owns in between these two properties.
Right, but he claims that he's taking care of it, and eventually it's gonna be eminent domain. He's gonna get it.
From the county. Good luck with that.
So those are my concerns.
All right, so we have it, we'll get code on it, PD's, made a note of it, so we'll look into that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public here to make comments from everybody?
Seeing no further comment from the public, I move the public portion be closed.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson De Benedetto?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
Rice?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.
Chair, public comment section is closed. We'll go on to item 12, which is council reports and comments. Start off with Council President Schutzer.
Yes, I was going to yield my time to the concert that's going on right now at Veterans Park. However, a couple things have tweaked me. First of all, I hope everybody's listening, because I live on Highway 33 across the street from the racetrack. So it's amazing to me that I didn't understand the euphemism that he was checking the drain, because I've seen everything there from checking the drains to, you know, everything. Mr. Morris, I couldn't think of your name, I'm sorry, I didn't want to call you by your first name.
Morris, we established this county. My distant relatives, yes.
Since the last meeting, when the complaints were made, I've driven, and I'm sorry Mr. Kunken didn't stay, I have driven down and up Bound Avenue probably more than 100 times. I've tried to do it at all hours of the day and night, not during the overnight time, but I've tried to not just go during the daylight to see what's going on. I have not seen, nor would I see just driving through, the activity about which you are speaking, you know, all of the in and out and all of that. I haven't done that, but I can assure you that our police department is, I'm sure, monitoring what they can there. I've noticed several things. I've noticed the trash in the yard, the porch that has no, underneath it, it's all empty, you know, it's open, so that there's trash all underneath there. I've noticed that. I've noticed that the back door has been open every time I have driven by. And I've noticed that there's lots of trash and cans and things out around behind that door. So we have, you know, I'm in the kitchen and I can take the heat. Absolutely can take the heat. However, I resent the fact, and I have to say this, I resent the insinuation that we are allowing our town, this to happen in our town. We are not allowing this to happen in our town. We cannot circumvent the law. We do what we can within the law. We have proven since, and Mr. Kunken alluded to this, since the last meeting, our police officers and this council and our code office have proven that we are, when something's called to our attention, and it doesn't always have to be a call to our attention. I've noticed that yard many times. I was by there today. And it's funny that you should be here, because I'm thinking, wonder what Debbie thinks of this.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, and so I do resent the insinuation, not the insinuation, the accusation that we don't care and that we're allowing this to happen. And we do have a right to absolutely defend ourselves. I have thought of little else in this town since you were here the last time, the two of you talking about this. I have absolutely monitored it. It has been uppermost. I also have been out at night looking and sniffing around for fires, because the insinuation was that we were allowing fires to happen all over town, and the fire department, you couldn't get through to the fire department, et cetera, and we said you're calling the county, remember? So, and I have yet to find a fire. I am not saying that you are wrong. I'm saying that it takes time for these things to be resolved. I'm also saying that you have to understand our position, because we cannot, I cannot knock on a door and go up and say, we have to follow the law. We have to follow the processes. I've been working on another house in this town, which is clearly, and I will not say where it is, which is clearly run by an absentee landlord who is interested in nothing but collecting the money. It has taken now more than 60 days, and we're still winding our way through the law and the courts. So please, sir, and by the way, I noticed on all my rides, your truck in your driveway. I know exactly what you're driving. And I've also noticed all of the beautiful flowers in your front
Half
garden.
of which were, the lady who has the Burgona garden.
Your what?
Debbie, he's talking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, your neighbor. She forages out of there.
She what? Enforces it?
She goes and takes little snippets out.
Oh.
But I quickly reminded her, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's a patent in play, you can start it.
Yeah.
I own
Anyway.
the patent.
That was supposed to be a compliment and not a
But yeah.
prompt for another
But
argument.
no, I'm sorry.
But
But
anyway.
thank you, I try to keep it
I
down.
do notice that's very neat and but anyway,
I try to keep it down.
I just had to say that in defense of our town. We live in this town too. And I take pride in this town. I have a home about whose value I worry about on the highway, across the street from a racetrack. I understand exactly what you're saying. And you can take our word to the bank, whether you think it appears that way or not. We are doing everything we can and will continue to do that to protect, maintain a good quality of life for our residents. And I will listen to you till the cows come home, but I will, oh, Mr. Congan.
I need a breather.
Oh, but I don't react well to accusations. We're doing the best we can within the law.
Okay.
So I just hope that you can accept that, and we will agree to disagree on some things.
Okay.
Now,
I understand, you must
now-
operate within limits of the law.
I will yield and stop talking so that we can all go to the concert, the wonderful concert in the park at Veterans Park.
Thank you. Councilmember Benedetto.
I was gonna say something, Jack Sharon ate it all the time, so. Thank you all for coming out tonight. The first step in correcting things or to let us know what's going on. It is frustrating when you think that the people that offend you the most have more rights than you do. We try our hardest to do within the law. I don't like to stay within the law myself sometimes, but we have to. I do agree with you on some of the points that you made with our parking enforcement. I do agree with you, some of our streets need to be looked at as far as curb to curb. There are people that bring work vehicles more and more. I take pride in the last 3 months of walking this town. I walk to work every morning due to my truck broke down, so I started walking 3 months ago. I take pride in walking different ways when people complain about stuff. Most people look, they don't observe. But we observed you people being here tonight, we observed your complaints, and we'll do our best in the letter of the law to help you all out. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you. Councilmember Jordan.
Thank you. Just to reiterate what my fellow council members said, we hear you, and we're not going to let it go. We'll make sure that your concerns are addressed, and it will be taken care of. That's all I got.
Thank you. Councilmember Rogers.
Just real quick update on the library. The elevator's here, yay! So, we are very close to finishing up the renovations, and hopefully we can have a grand reopening in the near future. We don't have a date yet, but we are a lot closer. The elevator was the big thing, and some paint that we have to have fixed. So, very, very excited that we are a little bit closer to reopening our library. Other than that, I just, want to reiterate again, not to extend the time, but we hear you. We hear you when you come here. We hear you when you post on Facebook. We hear you. And we, are doing, as Sharon said, what we can within the law. But we will not, attack people because you don't like the way that they look. I don't know how else to say it. There's just been, I'm not saying that was what happened tonight, but there's just been a lot of that going around, and it's a sore spot with me because you cannot tell who a person is, or what they're doing, or what their life is like by looking at them. You have to get to know people. So we are addressing the concerns that people have. We have, you can ask any police officer, you can ask any code enforcement officer, you can ask anybody. We have gone above and beyond to try and address the problems that people are having, but some of the problems are going to take time. They're not problems that are going to be solved overnight. So, like Sharon said, when the accusations start coming, I get a little frustrated because I see what the borough employees are doing. I see the ordinances that we're putting in place to protect our people. I see all that stuff, and the accusations still come that we're not doing anything. You don't see everything that goes into what these people do to make this town safe and to make, to address the complaints that come in. And, at this point, it's frustrating because what else are we supposed to do except have our employees do their jobs? And that's what we're doing. The same thing that goes for that neighbor is gonna go for some of the people who are complaining, but that's not something people want to hear. So we're trying to do the best way possible to address the problems, but still, maintain respect for all of our residents. That's really all we can do at this point. So, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you airing your concerns. And, because we need to hear this stuff that's going on. But you have to give us time to address the issues, to work with our employees to put ordinances in place and to, do the research and investigation and deal with all this stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Reich.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple things for calendar announcements. This coming Thursday night, the Human Relations Advisory Commission is having a meeting on the second floor conference room at 6 p.m. We're always looking for new members for the committee, so if you're interested in getting involved in the town, it's a great way to start. Our 23rd annual 9/11 ceremony will be Wednesday, September 11th. 8 a.m. is when we will have a musical opening, and the ceremony starts at 8:15 a.m. Goes to about 9 o'clock or so, and it's going to be at the Freehold Firehouse, just up the road. On Saturday, September 21st, is the annual Latino Festival at the Hall of Records parking lot from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Always great music, fun, and food and family fun. And lastly for me, I just want to wish good luck to all the students and teachers returning to school this year. Always remember you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Best of luck this school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Freeman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too will be very quick. We do hear your concerns. We see your concerns ourselves. The stuff about the gathering, we were on a call today discussing that, this is, we live here and we see it and we want to fix it too. And I, for one, will not stop until we do fix it. So please know we're working. Thank you.
Thank you. I too just want to say, we hear you loud and clear. Just allow us to continue to work. This ordinance that we adopted tonight, I've seen firsthand the effects of this. There's a town, one of the shore towns enacted and adopted this a while ago. Prior to it, they had 1,500 rental properties, and then through this enforcement process, basically made absentee landlords not comfortable in their municipality, and then the rental properties went from 1,500 to less than 300 today in about 10 years. So I've seen it work. It's going to work here, and this documentation that we're asking you to do will bear fruit. So just allow us to continue to work on this, and we want the results as much as you do. So thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. There being no further business, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schutzer?
Yes.